Monique is my new hero. And I'll tell you why. Because I love the truth. I love when people come out and they say, this is what happened. This is the truth. This is what happened to me. This is what I believe. And then I love when all hell breaks loose and the shite hits the fan. I love it. Cat Williams was absolutely brilliant. I don't want to say he started this, because as you know, in our career, in our entertainment pantheon, from the days of Lenny Bruce and Dick Gregory, George Carlin, Bill Hicks, goes down the list, Oscar Wilde, Will Rogers, just go Mark Twain. Anybody who's been able to use talent and comedy and the ability to make people laugh and the ability to make people think, coupled with a personality, it's deadly. Do you see what's happening right now? I've got to tell you this, and you must understand my frame of reference in this. I'm old school, OG as it were. When it comes to my particular provenance, very quickly, I got my bones during the time of the elevation of Rush Limbaugh when talk radio started. They considered that to be the days of shock jocks, and it's nothing compared to what's happening right now. Because what it was is it was artificial. It was artificial. It was F-bombs and sexual innuendo. By the way, innuendo is another word for an Italian suppository, but I digress. Then came something which is even more deadly. Something happened right around the time of Alex Jones and others. It's when people started to talk about the truth, or what was purported to be the truth, or what scared people. Cat Williams did it. And by the way, Club Shay, I'm watching the Monique excellence. And in a day, over 4 million views. I mean, this is the new trajectory. On the day that Tucker Carlson interviews Vladimir Putin, and that the whole world's talking about it, what's beautiful about it is it's true. And they're telling him, are you going to be propagandistic? Are you going to spew propaganda? Do you mean, are you going to tell the truth? Because as long as you don't tell the truth, you're fine. You are okay. And what Monique did, and Kat did, and others as well, is to explain the treachery and the backstabbing and the lying and the perfidy and the absolute legerdemain, the mendacity, the lying, the treachery. And she names everyone. For the longest time, people have said, Oprah seemed phony, seemed to be a gatekeeper, seemed to be even when it comes to losing weight. There's no truth. There's no nothing. And people were asking all the time, what the hell do you do? Now, I'm not saying she's not talented. Oh, no. No. Nobody is saying that. Nobody is saying she's without talent. Because in many respects, and to always give Oprah her due, what she did when she did it was great. Not because she was a black woman or overweight or whatever. Oh, no. She was great. You're not gonna go far in any venue merely being black or white or having red hair or an accent. No. You've got to be good, and she was good. And by the way, everybody who has been mentioned is good. You could argue whether they're as good as others, but what Monique is saying is, you did me wrong. And she has recordings. She mentions everyone. She mentions the usual suspects. She mentions Kevin Hart and Tyler Perry and Tiffany Haddish and the rest. And I'll let you go through this. I'm not going to, I see no particular reason or no particular benefit or no particular advantage for me to go through it and to verify and validate and endorse or ratify what she said about these people, because I don't know. I don't know if it's true. That's not the point. The point is she did it. And she's calling people out and she's saying, this is the truth. And if it's not true, prove me wrong. In every endeavor in every endeavor. And by the way, if you want to really be interesting, or I hope interesting, this is the DEI affirmative action notion of it. This is the motivation where people have said for years, we're not treated fairly. Think about it. This is what this is about. This is what Cat Williams is saying. This is what she's saying. We're not being treated fairly. We're being held up by somebody. Oh, no, my God, from the days of the casting couch to Louis B. Mayer to Jack Warner to name it. Look what they did. Look what they still do to kids in the industry. It's brutal. And nobody said anything. And it was that secrecy that prevented the truth from getting out. And it was that secrecy that perpetuated the horrors of this. And I want you to watch Monique in this interview and ask yourself, watch her demeanor, watch her affect, watch the way she speaks, watch the way the particular timbre, so to speak, and ask yourself this question. Is she telling the truth? Do you believe what she's saying is true? Is there anything about this where you say, oh, that's ridiculous? Let me tell you something. This is so exciting for a number of reasons. Number one, when the mighty have fallen, not the mighty, but the unfair, when the treacherous, when the people who are the gatekeepers, the one to say, you can come in and you can't. You're special, but you're not. You're a member of the club, but you are not. And what's so interesting, if you think about it, the people who are the most isolationist and unfair and prejudicial and close-minded and backstabbing are the people that you would think, by virtue of their own racial provenance, their own pedigree, their own history, you think they would be the most open and the most understanding and the most careful never to duplicate that kind of behavior which held them back, which they theoretically know all about. Some of the worst purveyors of sexism and one of the worst of misogyny are from women. More often than not, women are the worst enemies of women. And you would think it'd be the opposite. You would think that people who have been through something, who would say, oh, no, there's going to be some form of sisterhood. Oh, no, no, no. Because once you're in the exclusive club, you forget your history. You forget everything. Where you're from, what you look like, what your background is, your pedigree, provenance, your bona fides. You forget everything. Tyler Perry. Everything that she said, I'm getting excited. Everything that she said about him, about all the rest. Tyler Perry. And what Cat Williams said about this propensity, this predilection, this proclivity, this predisposition, I'm being alliterative, for men and wearing dresses and the feminization and the emasculation and the castration and the orchiectomies of men. What is going on here? And the next thing you know, Cat Williams comes along and points out what everybody's known, but didn't want to say anything about. Oh, this is new. Who knew? And by the way, Shannon Sharp, the facilitator. Are you old enough to remember the greatest interview show, perhaps of all time, was Larry King? Larry King was a facilitator. Larry King sat back. Larry King didn't interrupt anything. Larry King at 9 o'clock, if Jesus Christ came back to earth, he'd be on Larry King. And Larry King, to look at him was, he wouldn't interrupt, he wouldn't get in the way. Shannon Sharp does it. There's a weird chemistry. There's something. There's an admixture. And it's not just a black thing. It's an entertainment thing. And what you're seeing right now is, for years, this most powerful faction, and by the way, and I don't believe this is racism, I think this is a cultural divide. A lot of white America, a lot of white Hollywood in particular, don't understand the world, dare I say, of black entertainment, music, movies, culture. The same way, by the way, I'll give you this as an example. People don't understand the world of NASCAR. I come from the world of professional wrestling. I mean, not as a wrestler, but as a... Anyways, long story. People, they look down on it. They don't understand it. Country music. Everybody looks down on everybody else. And when Cat Williams, who, by the way, is one of the most wicked, dangerous comedians ever, when he came on, a lot of folks said, who's that? Monique is exceedingly talented. Exceedingly. And you want to see her, and I'm not going to say this because I think it sounds ridiculous, but you want to say, you go, girl. Because there's nothing that is more American than somebody bringing down the people who are the gatekeepers, who get in the way. The ones who say, you're the anointed one and you're not. Jason Whitlock did it. Recently, Aaron Rodgers with Jimmy Kimmel. The usual suspects used by the shadow government. You can call it the Illuminati, whatever you want. But those individuals who have been blessed and anointed and given all of the perfect opportunities, those individuals who create. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe for 1 minute that Taylor Swift enjoys all of this stratospheric fame and success and money merely because of her raw talent and nothing more? Do you believe there is any anointing, perhaps, what is it, the invisible hand, Adam Smith kind of reference? Do you think for a moment, and especially the other day when she was talking about trying to arrange for registration drives for Democrats and Joe Biden, that, okay, here we go. Now it makes sense. Now I got it. See, this is so terrific. Why do I love this? Number one, again, Tucker Carlson, everybody in the world is watching his interview, not because the interview is going to be that good, because we all know what Putin's going to say, and Tucker Carlson, that's not it. The point is, it's not being done on regular CNN-esque type of platforms. It's a brand new, non-gatekeeping world, which I love. I love it. I love independent. I love people breaking through, getting away from the usual suspects, the usual people, the gatekeepers, the ones who are the chosen few. That's number one. This platform, Shannon Sharp, did all of a sudden on our own. I don't know who's promoting it. I don't know, whatever. But guess what? Everybody else is saying, what is he doing that's so special? I don't know. Dare I say, it's the honesty. Cat Williams, Monique, watch what happens now. Next, everybody loves and appreciates when the mighty have fallen, especially the unfair, and those individuals who get in the way. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm going to have this link here, of course, in case you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Watch this for yourself. Monique, I respect you. I love what you're doing. I love what Cat Williams is doing. I love what Tucker's doing. I love people who all of a sudden break through and destroy everything. They break down, and they break and they shatter all of these impediments, all of this veneer, this veil, the bowing down, the fealty, the ass kissing, this obeisance. I hate it. I love to be a part, to be around, to see new platforms, new strata of information. Monique, good for you. And Shannon Sharp, double good for you. What do you think? Am I full of prunes? And by the way, please like this video. I've always got to say that. Am I right? Do you see what I'm talking? Am I right? Do you agree with me? I want to read your comments as you comment as you see fit.